60 signs of hidden distance in a relationship. Don't ignore these. Have you ever felt like something shifted in your relationship, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it? Small changes in behavior don't always mean the worst, but when do patterns start to feel off? That's worth paying attention to. Today, I'm breaking down 6 subtle signs of emotional distance or hidden disconnection, things most people overlook because they want to trust the person they love. But here's the key. One sign alone doesn't mean anything definitive. But when do several show up together? That's when your intuition is trying to tell you something. Hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment with the word aware. Let's get into it. Sign 1, their phone became a wall. Used to be, they'd leave their phone on the counter. Now, it's always with them. Face down, taken to the bathroom, late night scrolling, screen locked the second you walk nearby. When someone suddenly guards their phone like a vault, it's rarely about privacy anymore. It's about protecting access to someone outside the relationship. And energy, it never lies. Sign 2, normal questions trigger anger. You ask something simple. How was your day? What time will you be home? And suddenly, you're met with frustration, like you just accused them of something. Why does that happen? Because guilt creates pressure. When someone is living a double emotional life, even basic curiosity starts to feel like an interrogation. So instead of facing their own discomfort, they flip it. Now you're too much. Now you're controlling. That's not conflict. That's deflection. Sign 3. They're glowing, but not because of you. This one stings. Suddenly they're happier, more confident, more put together. New outfits, new energy, new spark. And deep down, you realize you're not the reason behind that glow. Attention from outside the relationship creates excitement. It's new, it's electric, it gives a rush that familiarity sometimes can't compete with. And sadly, that spark is sometimes lit by someone else. Sign 4, physical presence, emotional absence. Even intimacy feels different. They're right next to you, but their mind is somewhere else. You can feel the distance like a wall you can't see. That disconnect is hard to explain, but when you've felt it, intimacy without emotional presence is one of the loneliest places in a relationship. Sign 5, sudden criticism of you out of nowhere. They start picking up fights over things that never used to bother them. The way you chew, the way you talk, your hobbies, your job, your friends. Why? Because rewriting this story makes them feel less guilty. If they convince themselves you're the problem, then what they're doing doesn't feel as wrong. It's a psychological shield, and you end up confused, walking on eggshells, wondering what you did wrong. Sign 6, you feel it in your gut. This is the one most people ignore. You can't prove it. You can't point to one thing, but something has changed. Your nervous system knows before your brain accepts it. If your intuition keeps whispering that the emotional safety in your relationship is gone, don't drown it out just because you're afraid of the answer. Now, let's wrap up with a final thought on this important topic. This video isn't about paranoia, it's about awareness. Healthy relationships are built on honesty, safety, and transparency, not secrets, defensiveness, or emotional distance. So, if something keeps feeling off, don't gaze into silence. Sometimes the hardest truth to face is the one that finally sets you free. Subscribe for more relationship psychology and emotional intelligence content.